Alrighty, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the Echo Chamber of Doom. I am still in the same clothes as the last video. We're going to Spain next week, so I need to pre-record some things, and I really want to make an effort with this channel. So, I'm doing the motovlog stuff. I want to do some reviews on, well, some of these bikes. When I say some, I've only got two. I want to review this before it goes. And then obviously I've got the big bike. But in today's video, I've got a pretty interesting one. So I want to do a video, what's in my top box? What do I keep with me on my top box? My Tracer doesn't have a top box obviously, but the Sinus has three. So there's a lot of space. Now you obviously don't really want to weigh down the 125 anymore, because this thing ain't the quickest on a good day. So you really want to try and keep this as light as possible. But if you need to go to the shops, this is perfect. Or if you're going on a long trip, it's perfect. So, yeah, there are certain things in this bike I always keep with me. Always keep in the boxes, as to say, just in case. But there are certain things I only take in the box if I'm going on a long ride, or I know I'm going to be out before or after dark hours. Because obviously a shadow visor, they look cool. Not very practical when it's pitch black out. So, you need to prepare for stuff like that. And that is what I do. So I'll grab my key quick, and I'll go over the side ones very quickly first. Not really a lot to say for the side ones. So in my side one here, I've got a pair of waterproof heated gloves. These things are really cool. I'm actually going to keep these out because they need to be washed. One thing I noticed, and I'll say it in the review, with the Sinus terrain, these side boxes aren't massively waterproof, so if it rains it does seem to get down into the cracks and then leak into the box. So I kept my raincoat in the side box. It must have gotten wet, left it outside for a few days, came back, my coat was mouldy. So I don't know if that's a normal thing for these side boxes or not, I don't know. But yeah, these ones specifically, from note, they're not very waterproof. But I've got a pair of RST summer gloves that I plan on upgrading to the RST, the race gloves, because they look really good. But these ones, they're heated, so I got them off Amazon. They're like £70. They're thick, they're not massively armoured. I don't know how good they'd be if I went down, to be honest. They're obviously not going to have any battery in it, but they are, like I say, waterproof. So they have batteries in them, and if it rains, or they say they're waterproof up to a point. Most things are like that, they're not massively waterproof. But if it's spitting and lightly raining, they'll do the job. Not everyone's going to have access to them, I understand that. But that's what I keep in this side box, and what I keep in the other one. So, the first thing is helmet and visor cleaner. This stuff is really good. I've just got the mock-off one. There's loads you can use. You can use soap and water. I'll keep this in there because I'll show you something else you can use in a bit. I normally keep that in there with, we'll get onto the top in a minute. And I've got a bag of tools. Now these tools are specifically for the chain on this bike, because I went through a period, I don't even need to keep them in there anymore, get rid of this bike, they can stay over here, out the way. Yeah, I went through a period where the chain kept coming off, or it was really slack. Just a whole lot of drama we had. It was a cheap eBay chain. Lesson learned there, don't buy shit cheap parts on eBay. I learned that lesson. You're not going to be able to see it on there, but I actually don't have the sprocket cover on because of that reason, because I was constantly having to take it off to keep readjusting it, or it's falling off and I'd have to loosen it to put it back over the sprockets. There's a story for another day. That'll definitely come up in the review. Although, is it the bike, is it the parts? I don't really know who you're going to blame for that. It's probably the part. But yeah, that's what I keep in my side one. So I'd like gloves, obviously not as like a secondary thing. In the summer, you're never going to wear them. You probably have waterproof gloves anyway, so that's good. Chain tools are bike specific, so there I had a pair of mole grips, an adjustable spanner and two 13mm spanners, because for this bike you need to loosen off the big bolt in the middle, take the locking nut off, then there are two 13mm bolts at the back and you loosen them or tighten them however you please. Every chain is different. My one isn't going to need the spanners, the adjustable spanners, because the chain isn't the same as this one. So that is obviously bike dependent. You'd need different tools for your bike. Right, now the big one. So I packed this as if I'm going out on an all-day long bike ride. Say, I don't know, a couple of mates of you get together, you say, oh, let's go to Donington, and then after that we're going to go for a ride wherever the wind takes us. It's perfect. Well, I like to pride myself on being a bit prepared for anything, so that's what I'll keep in this box. So we've obviously got the spray, which I don't really need to keep out at the minute because that's going to go in my bag till I can get a top box for that. So I keep a spare visor, and this visor is specific to this helmet. It's obviously an empty one, but that is the clear one that came with the helmet. But I've never worn this helmet in the winter, so I've never needed to take the sticker off. I can leave that out now because that's not staying in there. £70 helmet cost, it's ridiculous. So yeah, like I say, if you're out past dark hours, you obviously not only is it illegal, but you can't see anything, so it's not worth it. Microfiber cloth, that would work well with the helmet spray, but I also keep some of this, just some cheap anti-bac spray. You can use it on your visor, but what I've found, you're not going to be able to see it on here, but it's really good for cleaning your mirrors. So if you're out and it's raining, or I don't know, shit gets kicked up onto your mirrors, spray some anti-bac spray on it, give it a quick wipe, gets the job done. And it's also really good for cleaning your windshield, because if you ride in the summer, there are flies and bugs all over the place. Some of the big ones make a big fucking mess. I keep a arm brace because I've noticed a lot. I know they call some of it arm pump, you know, a lot like the racing terms and stuff like that, but I get pins and needles severely in what I know is my throttle wrist. And what arm pump is where the hands are, the throttle is obviously open there. You have a big, I don't know if it's a muscle or a tendon, I don't know what the difference is, I'll be honest. Muscle or tendon there that is like constantly being stretched, and then you get you get shooting pains. Every motorbike racer gets arm pump at some point. That doesn't obviously fix it, but if you can catch it at the pins and needles stage, it does make it a bit more bearable. It's not too bad on a bigger bike, I've noticed, to be fair. But on these 125 bikes where the throttle is constantly pinned wide open, it is really nice to have, I've found. That's obviously specific to me, you're not going to need that. And lastly, there's the lid. And the last thing I keep in there is a helmet bag. So this is obviously the empty one. That's not. We'll have another cloth. That can go in the wash. Yeah, helmet bag. So when I go to like Donington or Alton Park or Silverstone or wherever races I'm going, I've seen people chain their helmets to their tyres and leave it in the car park or the bike park. I noticed a lot of people do that at Donington. Not that I don't trust it, but I don't want to leave it there. You know, things can crawl in and all that kind of stuff. So I take a helmet bag with me. When I get there, I put my gloves in my helmet and I stick my helmet in the bag, and then I keep it upside down and fully closed the whole time. I mean, I don't like bugs, and I don't like bugs in my helmet. So that's what I do, but I only really keep that or take that with me if I'm, like I said, going to a racing event or something that's on, because you're not going to need that any other time. And yeah, that is that. That is everything I keep or kept in my top box. There's some other things you could keep. I'll just do a very brief one quick because I've got stuff on the shelf. So, I don't know, if you'd ever need it, you could keep chain lube in your stuff. If you're going away for the weekend, it might be worth taking with you, just in case. And the creme de la creme is useful for every single thing. WD-40. There's nothing that can't fix. So, it all depends, like I said, if you were going out for, say, the weekend, maybe you'd want to take that with you, just in case, but for me, I would just do it before I left. I'd prep my bike like the minute before we were going. That's just me. And yeah, that is that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a comment, let me know if there's anything I've missed. Maybe I'm not as prepared as I thought it was. Is there anything you keep in your top box that I didn't mention? Is there anything I've mentioned that you're not going to take with you? You know, you let me know down below. Yeah, in the comments. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like down below. Subscribe. Links to every single one of my social medias in the description box down below. It has been your boy. I hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one.